Hey guys, it's Looney Tooney, and guys, the translations for Attack on Titan chapter 94 are now out. This chapter is called The Boy Within the Walls, and it has sort of a double meaning, as you guys will see as I explain more about it. We finally got confirmation that Rainer and Gabby are indeed related. They are cousins. I know there were a few arguments in the community trying to decide if the reason Rainer was trying to protect Gabby was because he was secretly in love with her, or if it was because they were related. Well, now we know they're cousins, so let's talk about a few of the things that happened inside this chapter. So, it turns out that Rainer is actually half Eldian, half Marley. His mom was an Eldian, but his dad was a Marley civilian. And it turns out that it is illegal for an Eldian and a Marley to have a relationship with each other. So due to this, Rainer's dad is not able to live with them. So now we finally know Rainer's true motivations for wanting to become a warrior. Rainer wants to become a warrior so that him and his mom and the rest of his family are able to become honorary Marley citizens and live with his father. He wants to put his family back together, and this was the whole reason why he took on the Armored Titan's power. We also get a flashback to when all of the children from the village were first selected to become warriors. We see Child Bird, Child Annie, Child Rainer, Child Marcel, Child Gilliard, Child Peak, and a mysterious other 7-person who I'm not sure who they are right now. I'm sure it's not Zeke, because Zeke got his powers 3 years prior to Rainer and the others, so this mystery 7-person could be an important character in the future, or they may just be somebody who wasn't able to measure up after all. It turns out that out of all 7 of those children, Rainer was the most useless out of all of them. And the only reason he was chosen was due to his loyalty, because his loyalty to the Marley was extremely high. Which I find pretty ironic, because as we've been seeing more and more of, Rainer's loyalty to the Marley may not be as extreme as they think it is. Ever since he was a child, Rainer and all the other children that were born inside the Marley walls were taught that the people living inside the walls of Paradise were actually devils, and they were the reason that the good Eldians inside the wall of Marley were having to suffer. But you can clearly see that when Rainer starts recalling his memories of his times inside the wall, that he's not speaking about these people in a hateful tone at all. He sounds more like somebody who actually realizes that after spending all these time with these people and making all these memories with them, that they are not the devils that he was raised to believe they are at all. But of course he can't say that, because at the slightest sign of him showing sympathy to the enemy, he will be captured, his power will be taken away, and his whole family will be murdered without a second thought. So now we're getting more and more into that root of why his personalities are so split from each other. We also see that Falco doesn't particularly like the way that the Marley government is running things either. But of course he can't say that, and he doesn't know if he can trust Rainer yet enough to give him this information. So for now, he's just gonna bide his time and work towards stopping Gabby from inheriting the Armored Titan power. Oh, and it turns out that Zeke's grandparents are still alive, and I'm sure they're Grisha's parents, because I'm pretty sure aren't Dina's parents dead because she was from the royal bloodline? And I remember how loyal Grisha's parents were to the cause of the Marley. But by far, one of the most mysterious things to come out of this chapter has to be this mysterious Marley soldier. In the previous chapter, he was shown following Rainer and the others around suspiciously and wearing his Eldian badge upside down. And in this chapter, he shows up again, but this time he's wounded and his leg is completely severed off, but his arm badge is still being worn the wrong way. So at this point, most of the community has jumped on it, and I think I pretty much agree. We all want to know, is this mysterious Marley soldier actually Eren in disguise? I mean, it makes sense to me. Why would this mysterious soldier be following them around? And we all know how strict the Marley are. You remember when Grisha snuck outside the walls with his sister? You remember they killed his sister. So why has somebody who has been trained all his life to serve the Marley do something so stupid as leaving one of the most important things, his arm badge, the wrong way? Unless He wasn't trained for it because he wasn't born inside the walls, because he is a spy. And let's not forget, Eren does have all the memories of Eren Kruger and all the time that he spent infiltrating the Marley government by impersonating a soldier. So it's not too far removed to say that Eren may try the same thing. And we all know how impatient Eren is. At this point, he is probably ready to get rid of all of his enemies and finally achieve true peace. And I find the line that Falco says to the mysterious soldier very curious. Falco tells this guy, "It's okay, you don't have to fight anymore." And while that can just be something he's saying to a wounded soldier, we all by now, 94 chapters in, know how Isayama likes to foreshadow things through dialogue. So that could be directly foreshadowing Eren's arrival into the Marley, without a doubt. And even if this mysterious soldier isn't Eren after all, I do wholeheartedly think that this soldier is going to play an important part in the storyline very soon. All in all though, this chapter was pretty good. It gave us a nice bit of backstory into Rainer's life, and it showed us how the Eldian children are raised inside the Marley to hate the people of Paradise. So now we're understanding more and more of why Bert, Andy, and Rainer are the way they were. And I'm sure that this chapter is setting us up for the final battle between the Survey Corps and the Marley way sooner than we expected. But how about you guys? Did you enjoy this chapter? If you did, make sure you comment down below and let me know. Guys, don't forget to subscribe for more Attack on Titan content. Hey, until the next video guys, best wishes.